It's a wine club. That's right, a wine club. You can have wine delivered right to your house. Her number is 989-573-0707. You can also find her at directsellers.com/Lynn. Get in, get wine, get social.
Personal pampering from head to toe with Hairspray Holly, including nail art, hair treatments, special occasions, and so much more. Call Holly today at 989-225-8887.
Everything for your bathroom. Poo-poo be gone, bath bombs, toilet bombs. They've got it all. Zingy Divas. You can reach them at 989-225-6090 or 989-415-4345. That's the Zingy Divas. Spray it before you go and no one will know. Award-winning airbrush makeup, skincare treatments, hair removal, and hair design with LC Makeup Artistry. Give Laura a call at 989-493-2607. That's LC Makeup Artistry. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just don't feel like cooking. Yet I want something healthy for my family. That's why I stop at 3rd and Johnson Farm Market and Eatery, located on the corner of 3rd and Johnson, 1023 North Johnson Street. They have take and bake meals, salads, soups, delicious sandwiches with some vegan choices as well. That's 3rd and Johnson. Give them a call at 989-971-1456, or you can visit them online at number 3rdnjohnson.com. Find them on Facebook too, and don't forget to tell them that the Diva sent you.
Are your muscles tense, achy, or just worn out? Let Juliana Tacey Massage Therapy soothe your pain away. She's licensed, insured, and board certified. She will even come to your location. She can be reached at 989-684-8255.
How's your grass looking? I hope good, but if it's not, you can call Forever Green Valley Nursery. Their number is 989-892-1040. They do lawn care and will weed your flower beds and everything. So give them a call at 989-892-1040 and tell them that you heard about them right here on W4Divas.com. Need insurance? Call somebody that we trust, Dave Dyke. He's an independent agent with Growers Choice Insurance. His number is 989-671-1186 or his cell at 252-4212. Don't forget to ask for your Diva deal. That's Dave Dyke at Growers Choice Insurance.
Wine glasses are full. The Divas are ready. Now back to the Devolution Show.
And we're here in the studio live because that's what we do on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. It's so funny because our motherboard died, so I had to clip different things from different shows. Oh. And I clipped that one from one that I talked over, so I have to work on that again.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I'm telling you, that has been a chore.
I bet.
But when I actually get one that works, I feel very successful.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Very good example of that.
Yes.
Because it's so true. It's very true, too, to feel successful. That was something I wanted to say right before we broke is feeling successful is very important, too, is being successful.
It is.
Do you feel good about what you do? Do you feel good about what you give? Do you feel good about what you receive? Because believe it or not, receiving is just as big as giving.
And sometimes we have a hard time with that.
Absolutely. A lot of people do. I've been very fortunate and humbled in that because I've been given so much. I feel like I'm very, very blessed. I really have humbled myself I know when someone wants to give me something that I have to accept it because I understand it's a universal law.
Right.
And we can't all give. Somebody's got to receive.
Right.
So you got to go back and forth, whether it's love, time, energy, money, space. I don't care what it is. You got to be in a balance with it, in a dance with it, and it's got to flow. It's got to keep flowing. And if it doesn't, you get stuck somewhere. Blocks are real too, but that's a whole other thing. But that's part of feeling successful.
We should have a show just on blocks sometime because that would be a really good one. Okay, so we are in the studio with Zulienka Thomlinson, and we're talking about success. And success comes in many shapes and forms. And I think if you ask 10 people their definition of success, it might have some similarities between all 10, but it would still be unique to each of them. What makes you feel successful?
What makes me feel successful is when I give it my all and I show up for myself to do my best. And what I mean by that is it doesn't matter how it turns out, whatever it is that I set to do, but did I put my heart in it and did I show up to do it? Because that's really everything.
Mm-hmm.
If I think about the opposite of success is when you don't show up for yourself or you do things halfway or not. Your heart isn't in it, but you're just going through the motions. You're not being real and from your heart, and you are what you think other people think you should be, say, look, do. But when you tap into who you really are, and I told part of this story on one of our shows, the first one I think that messed up, my sister told me years ago. She lives in California, and how I was lost at that time, and I was kind of floundering around. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, and I was miserable. I don't think I hadn't gone raw yet, but she told me, she says, "Leika, you've forgotten who you are." And I got so angry when she said that to me. I mean, the truth sometimes just really slaps you in the face. Like, for real, you're like, what did you say to me? I got so angry because it was true. I wasn't tuning in, tapping in. I wasn't paying attention to the synchronicities. I wasn't asking and looking for what I wanted. I was being everything I thought should be by what other people said.
Right.
And what society says. And so for me, hugely, it's definitely, the feeling comes from, are you showing up for yourself? Do you feel good about what you do? Did you give it your best? You can't ask for more than that.
No.
That's it, really.
And sometimes it's not what happens on the outside.
No.
Like, for example, we have live events.
Okay.
And I had 30 or 40 tickets printed up for this one live event. And I was really disappointed that we only sold 25. But ever since then, I only have 25 tickets printed because it seems to be the right number.
There you go.
It's the exact number that allows everybody to stand up and share.
Okay.
For everybody to be intimately connected. And it just kind of happened that way.
Wow.
So that first event, I thought it wasn't successful before it happened because I didn't sell all the tickets.
Oh.
But then after it happened and I saw how it was, it was successful.
So that's contrast, what you just described, right? Mm-hmm. Abraham talks about that. Mm-hmm. Contrast, you learn from it. It teaches you. So you were focused on one aspect, but 25 people, and it turned out beautifully, was really all that you could have hoped for, but you just didn't know it at the time.
Right.
Or you couldn't see. And we all do that. There's nothing wrong with setting your intention and making a goal. But when you really tune into yourself and know who you are, you realize that goal or the form that your goal takes may manifest in many different ways. You got to pay attention.
Right.
How did it manifest? When you ask for something, it may be given to you all around you, but you can't see it because you're looking for one specific form.
I could have just focused on that number and been really mad that day.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't sell all the tickets.
Right.
But instead, it was everybody that needed to be there was there.
That's right. And that's how it's going to always be. And one philosophy we use, we teach for one just like we teach for 100 at all of our classes.
Right.
So sometimes people come, if they're the only one, they feel something like, oh, my goodness, you're doing this just for me, because people don't want to be necessarily the focus of attention. But we always tell them, you get the VIP treatment. You showed up. That's all that's required.
And
you showed
maybe that person needed that. You don't know what that person went through that day. And that may be exactly what they needed, was that one-on-one attention. That
so I've learned to just work with the willing and be grateful always for no matter what, because gratitude is, that's really where the riches are. It's gratitude.
Right.
Gratitude.
I like that. Work with the willing. That's
work with the willing. It's a lot easier.
Yes, it is.
I was going to say it was,
and then you feel successful.
Right.
It's going to be more round. You roll with it. Roll with whatever needs to be done. You roll with it.
Right.
Roll with it. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, or go with the flow.
Be more round and roll with whatever you need to.
And not expectations
About what
decrease
you're
your success ratio, I think.
Yeah.
If you read too much into it and not leave it more open, like I want this, just pretend, I want this to be a really good show.
Yes.
And so I'm going to pick all these things that we're going to talk about, and we're going to stay regimented on this, what we're talking about. And if we go off of it, it's going to upset me. We're going to have to come right back to what we were talking about and not roll with a flow like Juliana said. It's different. It's too, I don't want to say planned. It's too controlled. Maybe that's the right word.
Right. Yeah.
Controlled, right.
Structured, either.
Right.
Yeah. There's no room for synchronicity.
Allowing. Right. Right.
Or miracles.
Right.
Or magic, even, if you think about it.
Because somebody might need to hear exactly what you are saying, but I might have cut you off and said, no, that's not what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. See?
You know, so it's so much better. And that's the whole idea of how we run the network as well.
Okay.
If you tune in at a certain time, it might be exactly, unless the news is playing, it might be exactly what you need to hear.
Right.
And then they might come across somebody that they don't know and go back and listen to all their shows, and that person may really resonate with what they're in, that frame of mind. Their vibration is there.
Exactly.
Right with that person. So,
exactly.
So
that's we're all vibrating all the time.
Right.
Everything is energy. Everything you see, touch, feel.
We don't think that.
Everything is energy. No, most people don't think that. But I don't know where I heard this, but I'm a big fan of saying it. You know, whether you believe it or not doesn't make it untrue.
Right. That's right.
You know, it sounds condescending, but it's not meant to be.
Right.
But you don't have to believe something.
A truth is a truth. That's right.
You really don't.
That's why there's universal truths.
There is. And they're real.
Right. Yep. And it doesn't matter if you disagree with them or not.
Right.
Just like so much physics, you know, the laws of physics are, some of them just blow your mind.
Yeah. You know, like relativity.
And it doesn't, you can argue with them all you want.
You really can. Gravity. You know, if you're on this planet.
Yeah.
It exists.
Right. Even though you try to float, I try to levitate. I can't do it.
We'll talk TM someday.
I'm going to keep working on it, though.
Okay.
You never know. Someday I might be floating over, hovering over.
Hey.
Yep. It might be a hoverboard, though. So the high vibe life was born out of an idea that you had to help others with a journey to health.
Exactly. Yeah, our tagline is, your health journey starts here.
Oh, what a coinkydink. I think I read that, but I wasn't thinking that just now. So you have classes throughout the year.
We do.
And
Monthly.
and you supply all the food.
We do.
And tell us how one of those classes goes.
The example of one is we teach Healthy Can Be Tasty because we found that the average person, when they think about healthy food, they think carrot sticks, celery, and that's what you mean by healthy food. And that is not what we mean at all in any way, shape, or form. So Nicole actually came up with the name Healthy Can Be Tasty. And I was like, that's it. That's the name, because people don't associate taste and delicious and quick and easy with healthy.
That's true.
So that's the class we teach. The example would be like, we do like Thai lettuce wraps.
Yeah.
But they're vegan. They're vegan. And what inspired me to make them, what happened to me is when I went raw and I had such a dramatic improvement in my health, I systematically and methodically and strategically over the years took everything that I loved in the standard American diet and made a healthy version of it. That's exactly what I did. I took, you name it. Like, I was first introduced to Thai lettuce wraps from the restaurant in California. It's a really high-end chain of...
So it's bulgogi.
Of Chinese food. That's where I had them the first time.
And
I
it's
said,
delicious.
These are so
it's
good,
marinated.
but I want to make it healthy. So we use like a walnut. We use walnuts and or mushrooms for the meat taste. I make an Asian sauce, and it's like vegetables, but they are combined in a way that I'm telling you, they taste just like the lettuce wraps that you get at a restaurant. And you can make them in 15 minutes or less. So it's not stressful. It's not, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I watch the cooking shows, first of all, everything's set up for them on the
Right.
cooking show. But even in addition to that, some of them have a lot of steps and a lot of things to do. Whereas I'm a single mom of 3. I'm like, I need to be easy. I cannot
why they
spend
have
all day
sous
in the
chefs.